What's up? Prestige Worldwide. Back on it. Back on it. What up, JoJo? What up, Dylan? Big D. Ain't talking about Dallas. I thought I'd do a educational stream. Wide. I gotta get like the echo. I'm pretty sure this mic will do it. Guy Ramos, what's up? Vom Red. Not sure if your chat shows up that way, but mine does. I don't even know what it means, but I like it. It's a cool name, Guy. Wish I knew a guy named Guy. But we was gonna do a little educational. Let's just not even worry about the disgusting puking stock market or the crypto that just doesn't know where it wants to go in life. We can just answer some questions about how or who wants to read charts or anything. Questions. Let's answer questions. Let's have a question answer night. Probably put on funny cat videos or something. Let's get the people going. It's proactive. I like that. It's proactive guy. I don't know. Wouldn't be there would be something. I've got to figure out something cool I can put here on like nights that we're just BSing in between charts or whatever. But let's see. We'll just say this is let's just play with Bitcoin for a second, people. Let's play with the corns of bits. Um, kinda okay, not really, but it's all right. Ricky Laurie in the house, everybody. The big Rick Laurie. Finally, I'm glad you got to catch one, Rick. They call him the Lady Terminator because all the ladies he will destroy. Ricky Laurie in the house. Long time listener, first time viewer. Love it. You're at work. All right, well, we're going to make sure your boss doesn't see this stream. It's like, oh, Rick's supposed to be working, but he's showing pictures of random women on some live stream where a guy's supposed to be talking about crypto. But I'm glad you're here. I feel more at home already. Love you, bro. Love, nothing but love. Sidekick for life, man. The Bash Brothers. If only we had Big Scotopus. If Scotopus was in here, maybe we should text him so Scotopus get on. But I had like 3 or 4 people text me today. It's crazy. Everybody had the same questions today about the markets and crypto. 3 or 4 people, can't remember, about how to read the charts or needing some little crash course in the charts. I thought, well, let's get on. I wasn't gonna stream tonight. There wasn't a whole lot going on really today besides stock market like crap. But I was gonna get on and kind of walk through some stuff, answer some questions for some folks, or we can just watch funny cat videos and drink whiskey. It's cool, whatever. But for anybody's wondering, Bitcoin's kind of just meandering, and as most of y'all have known, I'll zoom out. I've had these important lines here, these green lines drawn of areas that we could see Bitcoin respect the support and resistance. And so far, it is trying to do just that. We can see the first line, it fell below, resistance, failed, crashed down through the second line. Now it is test the second, which is like 37,309. It's tested it once, twice, and we're in the middle of a third test on the daily chart. For like 3 days, it's been under that Fibonacci level. Basically, is what it would come down to. I think we're gonna get that lower high and another low, and I think we're gonna see that 29.3. I really do. Bitcoin is on vacation. Bitcoin chilling like a mofo, for sure. But it's just not. It's not doing anything. I mean, it kind of had the same little candle as the stock market. It's not doing anything. It's not. We have a negative momentum. We got a low and the same low. And then if you look up here, we had a low and a lower low. That is class 3 bullish divergence, which is the weakest form of bullish divergence. So you can't really get too excited about it. It is indicating some upside, just not a strong, powerful move up. It's more of a, hey, we could probably go up and retest this. We could probably run back up and test 40,000, to be honestly. Like what could happen. That's kind of what I want to see happen too. We talked about it a few nights ago on stream. We run up, we test this little low again, and we respect it as resistance. So we'll make a lower high dump, but then I want to see one of two things. I want to see a higher low as a confirmation and higher levels of positive momentum, or a slightly lower low and lower levels of negative momentum, and then we can have some big time bullish divergence, possibly see this thing turn around. But yeah, that's it. I mean, candle. I've got a couple videos on YouTube and let's see, Instagram, a couple other places on reading charts, starting with the basics, the candlesticks or what have you. But if anybody's got a question, I will field it. If not, we will look at hilariously beaten down stocks and things that are, oh, I got it, couldn't hit no better. Check this out. So we had this line right here plotted of where it could go. It went down, it kissed that line, bounced back up 1,000 points. That's craziness right there. Today we had the same whipsaw action in the markets. Big nasty candle, and then want to close almost in the green. It was at one point, trying to begin the process of losing negative momentum on the Dow Jones. To me, I'm not feeling it. I'm not crunk about it at all. It's just not looking pretty. I think we want to go back down here and see like 31,690, and let's just get it over with. Let's rip the Band-Aid off. I wouldn't be surprised. Pre-COVID high was 29,619. I mean, we're like 4,000-ish points away from that. We've seen worse. So it is what it is. I wished I had pictures uploaded on my computer of Ricky Laurie in his football gear, because he almost looked as big as me. Slightly better looking, though. I got to give him that. Gary, do you think BTC still has potential to test the 29 30K range, or do you think it's found pretty good support at the 34.5? 35? I mean, yeah, man. It's right now, it's still kind of in that who knows land. Let's pull it back up. Let's look at the daily, which kind of really what matters. As I was saying right before you got on stream, Gary, I've had this price target right here laid out since like up here. And we've got down below it, and now we've 1, 2, 3 days in a row. We have tested this price of 37,309 as resistance, got rejected. That's not really good. That's not strong. And that's what I was saying. We have a low and a lower low, and then the same levels of negative momentum, which is class C, bullish divergence. It's the weakest form. It is a form of bullishness. It's just the weakest possible one a chart can show based on technical analysis. It's not looking great. It's struggling at this level. There's a lot of sell orders at this level. So I want to see it finally break through, go up here, test 40,000 again as resistance. Would only make sense. Anywhere from 40 to 42, test as resistance. Then come back down and make that higher low, and then we rip. That's what I'd like to see happen. We're going to have to wait and see. If it doesn't, if we cannot get above this level and go back and test 40K, which is so much conflict right here, all 40K-ish, all 40K-ish, all 40K-ish. Look how far back that goes, the 40K range. Highs, highs, highs. All these highs right here. It is 40K is a big deal. If we don't go back and test 40K, then yeah, that's where we're going. We're going right back down to test these lows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going back to test a lot of these lows at the 29, 30K range. And then hopefully we will see divergence forming and everything start to align, and we'll get a double bottom and do a little rippy rip and go see what's happening on the upside. That's what we'd like to see play out. You never know, it's a coin flip. This thing, we can wake up in the morning, it could just go straight to the moon because somebody with some money got a whim and thought it was a good deal. That's where you got to look at it. It is what it is until somebody starts just throwing crazy money at it and goes all Elon Musk on it. But yeah, as of right now, if I had to bet on what Bitcoin was going to do in the coming days and weeks, I mean, because right here we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 days. 6 days, and we're just now losing the negative momentum, about to go neutral. So next couple days to say a week and a half. Yeah, I mean it could, but I'm feeling like we're probably going to get rejected. Usually there's like a rule of 3. You can look that up in the Wyckoff method. The rule of 3. Usually when something tests an area, the more times something tests an area, the more likely it is to break it. So when we're testing stuff to the upside, 1, 2, 3, on the 4th we broke it. Doesn't mean we got to stay above it. But usually rule of 3 applies, and on that 4th test, it will break one way or the other. So this is the daily, and we got rejected once, twice, and here's today's candle that just formed at about 6 o'clock started, and it's being rejected right now. So let's let this candle play out and see where it goes. If it keeps getting rejected, then we're just going to start building negative momentum again, and a little dumpy dump. So that's pretty much where I see it going. And then we get back down to the 29, the 30K area, test it, and if we can test it and get a strong bounce, then we're working with something. It's already been tested so many times on the way up, and kind of going back to that rule of 3 that I just talked about. Look at this almost 30K range. We had a 1, 2, third time held as support. Rocket ship, boom, all the way back up 69K. So you see where that's part of Fibonacci and just part of math. It starts working out to where those probabilities start happening. And I believe, pull back here, we might have tested it 3 times before we broke it. Let's look. We had some, this is the daily. Almost that same situation. 1, 2, 3, broke it on the 4th one, gone. And then we had 1, 2, 3 on the 4th one. It bounced. It happens a lot. It plays out a lot. So rule of 3 kind of plays out a lot. And Bank of America, check Bank of America, out ticket. Is it ticker BAC? Yeah, I think I've got that on here. We'll look at Ethereum, see what it's doing today. Same garbage, different day. As the daily, look at the 4-hour. We got a bounce, but we're still struggling. It needs to run up, touch its heart line. We need to retest that $3,000 range and do the same thing. Get rejected, come back down, make a higher low. Shiba Inu. On the daily, Shiba Inu's doing a little better. Not phenomenal. We got a low. We got a higher low. This was weak as crap right here. So we're building positive momentum. We can continue building positive momentum and just rip. There's some stuff in the works coming out for Doge and Shiba. So let's look at the daily on the Dogecoin. Is this the same levels of higher levels? It's looking better. It's looking better than anything else right now. Still not phenomenal. Mana's up 5% today. I mean, what do you expect when you've dumped like you've dumped? A lot of stuff's trying to hold. Sand's up 5%. The metaverse is on the fritz today. It's trying to do something. The DXY, the good old dollar, has been respecting that line. It's respected it 1, 2, 3 times. The fourth time it's bouncing like a mofo. And you're building positive momentum now. Not good for crypto or stocks. Yeah, it's doing even on the weekly. But the Dow Jones, garbage. Look at stocks. Let's look at the NASDAQ. Garbage. I mean, I think it's gone. NASDAQ, it's gone. I think it might as well hang it up. The Fed meeting, I think they started their meeting today, and I think we'll get the press conference tomorrow. I don't know. I mean, they talked about raising rates at the end of 2022. Then they said that we're looking at possibly earlier than expected. And then it got worse. It just got worse. Inflation got so much worse. I think if they announce rates, I think they give us a date. I think they go ahead and pull the Band-Aid off. The markets are already just bleeding and screaming bloody murder. I think they go ahead and give us a rate, like a rate hike and a date. I think they'll be like, a 0.25%, and we do this in March. I think we get some real solid info tomorrow on it. Surely it's not more like, we're still waiting, we're looking at things, we're talking to people while they're looking at stuff. They can't keep prolonging it, because the longer they prolong it, it's going to make it worse. They need to go ahead and pull that Band-Aid off. Let people get over that boom, that little panic. Yeah, and I hate to even almost list, because the last couple of days of this press conferences and stuff I hear, it's crazy. Did anybody see where our president cussed out or just talked shit about a Fox News reporter, called him a dumb son of a bitch, live on air? That's pretty awesome. Yeah, I mean, that's my thoughts on it, though. And here's the two ways to look at it that I feel like the only ways you can look at it, Gary. If they come out tomorrow and say, yes, we want to raise rates 0.25% by end of February. If they say that, first initial thought is they're already acting a fool about the thoughts of raising interest rates. Wall Street doesn't like uncertainty. They don't like not knowing the next step, because they're strategizing. They're planning on how to capitalize on that next step. When they don't know for sure, and there's probably a few people that have a good ideas, talk to people, there's some insider, they don't like it. So once they get confirmation, you either have, your two choices are, you look at it as, they're going to say, okay, this is definitely happening, let's get out, let's dump some more and save while we can, let's get into bonds and all that. Or just the fact that they have solid information. Now they know rates are being raised at this date, at this price, and if it's not as bad as they thought it was going to be, or it seems like, we can work with that, that way they have a way to make a strategy. They could start buying. It's kind of a toss-up. I'll have to see when he's speaking. We'll have to see which way the market moves, because they're trying to act as they know. Either way, I would suspect from the selling and us being so overblown that we get a negative reaction for the first day afterwards, and then we come in and kind of it almost fake everybody out. If they say, yeah, we're raising rates into February, Wall Street's going to probably dump its ass off right after that comment for the rest of the day. Retail traders are probably going to panic and go, oh, see, we knew it. Wall Street's getting out. Everybody's bailing. Interest rates are going up. And so the retail traders like us come in, push it down even further. We're selling our crap. The next day, Wall Street buys it on the cheap. They get a hype candle going like right here and end up pushing it up like a 900,000 point gain. They make a bunch of money. Then they dump it on you again the next day. If Trump would have done that, he would have been impeached. Oh, they would have murdered him. Last meeting was hawkish. The market reacted. I'm kind of expecting that this time as well. I think it would be a good time to buy. I don't know. I can't tell you one way or another. I don't. I don't. My thing is, even if they say, yes, we're doing rates this date, this price, and the market doesn't go to crap, because they know now they can plan, it may run up 500, 600, 700 points like the last couple of days down and suck everybody in that thinks it's an area to buy, only for them to create liquidity for them to get out, exit the rest of their position. I don't like trading crazy news. I don't like trading the hype like that. I don't like trading Fed meeting decisions. I don't like trading earnings, because you'll see Tesla come out with good earnings and then the price take because everyone's sold on the good news. You'll see Tesla come out and say, we're cutting production because we can't meet the requirements. We're going to lose tons of money, and it run up to because everybody's anticipating the next quarter. That's a toss up. I'm only basing on what the trend says. So what I'm going to say right now is what the trend says is we are down. We hit a low of 22% down from the high. Pretty crazy in just a matter of weeks. We're still down 18% after today. 18%. I said this to a customer of mine that I've been managing his accounts. I just told him, I said, man, I'm looking for a 25% correction minimum. We've had 22. Let's look at the Dow. I mean, at one point we were down 10.5, 7. That's not enough correction for me. Not enough correction for me. On the Dow especially, I think we've got to see the Dow hit 32 minimum, more than likely, because this is such a heavy area, the 31. I think that we need another 3,000 points off the Dow. Easy. And then I'll feel better about it. Let's look at the... Where is my... Man, I ain't even got it on here. Where's my S&P? Hold on. Let's look at the S&P. I can't believe it's not up there. I don't know what happened to all that. Did I not have it? I did have it, maybe. I did. I just got rid of it somehow. I mean, we had Fibonacci level. Oh, man, that's been a while since I looked at that. We had Fib levels pulled on the S&P on the daily. I spent a minute. And look how much it's interacted with that 1618 level. Look, that's just this. I hadn't even messed with this in weeks and weeks. We're interacting with that level. We're below both moving averages. It's not looking pretty at all. We'll take the drawings off and see what the percentage down was. I mean, we was down at 12% one time. Yeah, I just don't think it's enough. I mean, tech sell off, whatever, good deal. I like to wait and see what's going to happen and how that affects the structure of the trend, and then start trading based on the structure of the trend. So I'm just not into trying to catch those swings. Sure, if you want to gamble a little money on those swings and you're rolling the dice on it. But right now, all trends say it suck. Because, look, let's just say they come out and announce tomorrow. It would have to we got negative momentum building out the wazoo. Now, we are oversold on the RSI, but negative momentum has not even started to fall off yet. It's still bloody. And it's just not to me, it's not at a reasonable level to get back in. I don't think, let's all agree, this high before COVID hit, COVID crash, let's agree that Wall Street is smart enough. They've been doing this generational. They knew to buy down here. They knew to buy at this bottom. You think that they are those guys that, let's check the price. The percentages. So Wall Street's up 120% since COVID crash. Okay? And for some reason, our little pullback of, what did we say? Was it 12%? Of 12%? You think Wall Street's ready to go, oh, that's a value area? That's where I'm going to get the best deal? I don't feel like they are. I don't feel like they're that stupid. They made 100%, 100 plus, 120% on their money, and they waited for a 12% pullback to get back in. No, I just, not me. If I had $1 trillion under management, or let's just say $50 billion under management, I don't feel like adding to my positions or getting back in on a 12% discount. To me, it doesn't make a lot of sense. I want to see more blood. That's not even a bear market territory, really. So that is what it is there. We just have to wait and see, and then we'll take a structured position based off technical indicators. Does anybody that's in the chat right now know how to read a candle? Just a quick question. As far as I'm supposed to be doing some educational, right? We're just kind of shooting the shit about stocks. Does anybody know how to read a candle? I know JoJo does. Has anyone stopped and actually looked at how to read candles? Let's see. Let me scroll down. I didn't realize. Yeah, we know JoJo. Let me find a candlestick. Basics right here. Basics of candlesticks. Let's pull this over here for y'all. There we go. Thank you, JoJo. Appreciate it. You had the right idea. You just needed that. Just needed a nudge. You just need a little nudge over the edge. So Gary can read the candlesticks. Cool. Real simple. It's real simple. And then you've got easy. You've got wicks and stuff that just get a little depth. And what is that? I don't even know what this is, but it's freaking me out. Right here, you've got the wicks, the high. But here's what I'll talk about a lot. Bullish engulfing candles. It engulfed the entire body of the previous candle. That's a bullish signal. Gary, and patterns, if you know how to read the candlesticks, okay, then you'll want to look at, you can easily Google this and get the basics of patterns. Right here. These are a lot of, you got reversal patterns, continuation patterns, and it'll tell you bearish double top, bearish head and shoulders, and bullish falling wedge. This is something really, really great to print out, stick above your computer, or just have, screenshotted so you can start trying to find it. Now, I'm going to say, unless you're trying to day trade your ass off on like a 5-minute scale or now a 1-hour scale, those on the lower scales are not very reliable. But when you see these on the larger time scales, they tend to be more reliable. And you can take these and put them side by side, look at Bitcoin or Dow Jones or whatever, and you'll start finding them. You'll see them, and then you'll see how they predictably played out. Like some of them, the bullish falling wedge is one of them. It 3/4 of the way through the pattern, it's like a 70% chance that it breaks out to the upside. That's pretty good odds, so you got to play that. 4 hour minimum, Gary. I try to stay away from anything less than 4 hour. 4 hour I look at because the 4 hour is leading my horse to the water, which is the daily and the weekly. So if I can kind of see the entire day through a 4 hour lens, I kind of see which way that next day candle is starting to play into. And the same thing with the daily. Once I get 4 or 5 daily candles giving me enough information and leaning me and steering me to the direction of where the next weekly candle's coming, I can add those. I can build on top of those. When you start getting, say, the 4 hour, the daily, and the weekly, all are confirming bullish signals pointing to upside, that's when you can really, really take a heavy trade and be really, really confident that it plays out in that direction because you have multiple time frames confirming the same thing with all the other indicators, of course. But if you've got the 4 hour looks really bullish, oh, it could explode, but the daily looks like it's about to dump, and then the weekly looks good, you're starting to get those contradicting indicators, and that's where it starts getting up in the weeds, and you have to find other data to either negate or support what everything else is telling you in your theory that you've got about the direction. But yeah, easily Google chart patterns. It's one of the, I mean, if that's all you know is how to read candles and chart patterns, even just that will improve your trading by 50%. Your wins will increase by 50% on a swing trade for sure. Just knowing those, the chart patterns, and then of course the MACD. The MACD is another thing that it can help a lot as far as knowing where the sentiment in the market is. You start looking at MACD histograms and getting the signals right, and you can just see, you can see right here where they correlate. You know, you'll start seeing when the MACD starts losing positive momentum. Right there, told you there was your signal. There was your dump afterwards, and it just followed through. So all kinds of stuff tie in together. But I definitely, candles is one of the best. But the chart patterns, that makes a difference. I love sometimes going through charts and looking at old patterns and seeing how often they played out. Bitcoin is one of those that I don't care what anybody says. Everybody goes, oh, you can't use old school technical analysis on a new asset class. Why? It doesn't matter. People's mindset hasn't changed. Traders haven't changed. People's thought process hasn't changed in 100 years. They're still fearful and they're still euphoric. None of that matters. You can still get good quality charting on any asset. But Bitcoin is one of the ones, to me, it respects so much. And you can look at the daily to confirm it. Right here, where we just talked about falling wedge. Check this out. So we got, I'm going to roughly draw these. So you had that falling wedge, and what did it do? 3/4 of the way through, it broke out to the upside and ripped its ass off. Took off. So that played out. But what's cool is you can keep zooming in and look back in time and look at how many times it has done that over and over. Right there. Same thing. I'm going to turn the magnet off so I can just sketch these out real quick. Falling wedge. Breakout. Boom. Right there, this right here is a distribution pattern, Wyckoff distribution. And what happened? It failed, just like it has been predicted time and time again. Falling wedge. This right here is a big falling. This right here was a big flag. I just had a falling wedge. This is a flag pattern or pennant. They'll start getting sketchy and messing with your head a little bit. Because everybody's like, oh, they're continuation. But the closer it gets to the end, the more likely it is to dump. Is that Walmart, JoJo? Now, don't get confused. Let's go back to 2017. Anybody who's still left here, watch here. Now, everybody got this confused because they wanted to try to somehow, in their mind, they wanted to paint this to be a bull flag or continuation pattern, but it wasn't. This is one of the misconstrued ones right here. This is a descending triangle. Now, you can look at this. You can look at this any way you want. A lot of people like to draw this from the bounce low, and that's fine too. It's a descending triangle. It means it has this heavy, heavy, strong support on the bottom. It's touched multiple. $6,000, I remember. $6,000 right here was the floor. We touched once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, and then couldn't quite get it. And everybody's like, oh, it's fixed to break out. We had a fake out. If you look, we had a fake out breakout. Got everybody. Little fake out to the upside, and then it dumped 50%. Hold on. Am I right in saying that? Did it dump like 50% from that point? Yes, 52% out of that triangle that everybody swore was a bull flag. And then it had this big run up that next summer, same thing. But it's not. Did you say, let's see, a triple bottom of Walmart? But yeah, Bitcoin's a prime example. All this stuff. Some people will try to claim this is a double top. To me, it's too far out of reach. It's not within like $500,000. I don't like it. And a lot of it, if you really go to the logarithmic chart, it's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy how many times that you've had triangles stuff play out. Let's go to Walmart, like JoJo said. Let's go see what's up with Walmart. Get off the logarithmic. Did you say daily or weekly? On the week? Yeah. Let's see here, JoJo. Yeah, you definitely have you have something going on here. Let me take a look at this real quick. See what I can figure out. You've had a high, a lower high. I mean, on a real technical, you've had a high, a lower high, a lower high. I'm going to say the first initial thought is if you forget the wicks, go to candle bodies only. You can start, yeah, that makes sense. Okay. So you got to just play with it. You're going to set and you're look, you're like scratch your head. You're like, what pattern could this be? And you just have to look at it till you find what's working and what seems obvious. All right, JoJo. So here's what I'm seeing. If you go with candle bodies only, you'll start to get a lot of other areas of confluence. You try to go to the wicks and you'll get a high or really awkward shade that doesn't make any sense. So now let's do it this way. We plot it this way. Just so happens this candle hits perfectly. Candle close, candle close, candle close, candle close. Wick perfect. you've got a really, really nice channel. It fell through one time here, but you still got on the bottom candle close, wick, candle close, wick, candle close, wick, wick, wick. So I'm going to say, personally, I think that this is an accumulation channel. I don't see this being, with Walmart, I don't see this being a negative. I really don't. I don't. I think this is an accumulation channel. Because you've had, technically, by price, 3 lower highs and this solid level of support here, you should have already had a breakdown after that third test. And, I mean, but why would... Another thing, you got to look at the context. Why would Walmart want to break down right now? Really and truly, Walmart's been the only thing open and supplying everybody with everything through the pandemic. Now that it's over, we're about to get into springtime coming up. Walmart's going to get pounded with beet supplies, gardening supplies. Walmart's just one of those that's hard to really beat down. It's like an Amazon. It may get a nasty dump because people sold the stock off, but Walmart's had nothing but just continuous growth its whole life. So if you want to look back on the chart and try and find something that plays similar to what you're looking at here, look at every other time throughout its history. Try and find those candle bodies where everything interacted. Yeah, probably right through there. Another accumulation range. And you had the same setup. High, lower high, lower high. It trickled to the bottom of the range. And it just moved sideways for a few months. But overall, the life of it, and it's done this multiple times. So you've got it happen here, happen there. Now this, here, JoJo, this will help you out a lot. So you've got the accumulation range, that solid support. Here is classic. Let's see if I can pull it up for you real quick and try to show you. Wyckoff distribution. Let's see if I can zoom in on this a little more, because I believe this is going to look pretty close to Wyckoff's distribution. All right, let's move it. Oh, can I get bigger? Nice. Can y'all see that? All right. So, what do you think, JoJo? You see that identification of distribution? If you'll look, you had the high, the initial high. Then you'll have your slightly higher high, which also went through the, kind of became support as the higher high. And then down, last support line, all the way down. That's a very, very good example of Wyckoff's distribution phases. And it did exactly what Wyckoff theorized 100 years ago it would do. It dumped. So that's pretty cool. I'm so glad that worked out that way. That you picked that one. That was a very good educational piece. Very good educational. So I don't know, JoJo. I'm not panicking. I think we go back to the top of the range, sir. You're right. Let's say 151, 152. It very well could hold strong. So Walmart looking good is what Walmart does. I mean, you have very little negative momentum. It stays in a very, very good range with RSI. Walmart's just not super volatile. Nothing you can work yourself up about. And you can even see it better when you zoom in on the 4-hour daily. Yeah, Walmart's going to be fine. Walmart's always going to be a long-term hold. But yeah, that is what it is right there. Anybody else got any other questions? Been on live 48 minutes. Maybe we answered some questions. Maybe we didn't. I think I want to end the stream with something really cool. I'm going to try to pull it up. Let's see if I can find it easily. And I don't even know how it translates when you're live streaming, if I can post it or show it or get kicked in the teeth for it. See, 59 seconds, 41, 30, blah, blah, blah.
The US President Joe Biden has been caught on a hot mic swearing at a reporter. Followed a press briefing about efforts to lower the price of basic
Y'all have
goods.
to see this. This is hilarious.
The media were ushered out of the room, and the Fox News reporter Peter Doocy asked whether the president thought inflation is a political liability in the midterms.
That's a great asset. More inflation. What a stupid son of a...
There you have it.
I was about as shocked when I saw that as somebody wearing a little pink kitty cat hat when Trump said some crazy shit about Mexicans. At least I know Trump was crazy. I know he said some wild shit. And I mean, I didn't say I looked the other way. Lots of days I shook my head. I'm like, man, why you got to say that? But I think my only problem was that not that he called him a dumb son of a bitch. I got to applaud him. You know, some dude trying to bust your balls. Okay, I like Fox News. I'll watch it. But some dude from Fox News trying to bust your balls live and catch you slipping. Just, you know, that's their job. That's what they're doing. And you call him a dumb son of a bitch. Right on, right on. I think what's so funny to me is that I'm not sure that he knew that everyone could hear him. Like, he thought he was whispering it. I don't know. It was funny as shit. I don't care who says what as long as it's funny. But that's it. All right. Well, I appreciate every single one of you that stopped by tonight. Ricky, Lori, Gary, JoJo, everybody, Dylan, the whole shebang. Even this person that says Guy Ramos, whatever the hell he typed. Appreciate you. Hit the like and subscribe. Tick the little bell to get notifications when I go live on Facebook and any of the social media. Go ahead and follow me and sign up for notifications so you know when I go live.